We are in a crazy time for ZZZ. The literal new 2.0 update is about to be dropped on us here after this patch. We have the anniversary coming, and of course we still have obviously 1.7 with the new characters Vivian and Hugo. So with Vivian just around the corner, I thought we'd talk about if you should summon or why you might not want to summon for Vivian. Not because of how she is or how good she is or how bad she is, but more so what's to come. But before we get into that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that wonderful stuff. And don't forget to check out GamerSupps. Use code TYSTRA for 10% off. Y'all, we're trying to get the Cup of Destiny. I need y'all to be getting some lean or mango meta or happy juice. I need you to be buying those so that it helps us get to that cup. If you want a ginger bearded cup, I say buy yourself some GamerSupps. Use code TYSTRA for 10% off. Delicioso. I'm just saying. But yeah, drinking some lean today. So let's go ahead and dive into this, right? First things first, I want to dive into the A rank characters, which is Seth. Let's start out with Seth first. Now, Seth is a pretty good support defense type of character. He's like a defensive, like a defensive attacker, I guess. What's really cool about him is that he has like, it's almost like a parry. To where he holds down and basically he's going to tank a little bit of damage as he's like charging up his sword, and the sword, it's like a sword to a shield, back to a sword, back to a shield type thing. So he's pretty good. I think that he's at least decently fun. I enjoy playing his character a lot. But we're also going to talk about the tier list. Now, again, this is Pridewind's tier list, so you can take this with a grain of salt, but I do like using it as kind of a gauge of how I feel about it. What I find funny is that Rena keeps bouncing from down to up, down to up. Just a little side note, Pridewind, come on now. But yeah, Seth is still currently, as Pridewind says, in the meta characters. And I would have to agree. I think that Seth doesn't get a lot of love because obviously we have Caesar, and for support characters for 4 stars, we still have obviously Lucy and Nicole. But Seth is still a really good character to use. I don't think that he's bad at all. So if you're looking for a good defensive character that's an A-rank character and you don't have to worry about, you know, waiting for the Astra Yaos or the Caesars, even though Caesar is probably more appropriate to compare to Seth, then Seth would be a good option for sure. So Seth gets a thumbs up from me personally. Now on to Piper. Piper's a little weird for me because, like, even Pridewind has her almost on Apex character, right? She's on the same thing as Jane Doe and Zhu Yan, which already pisses me off. But I digress. I don't understand Piper because I don't play as Piper, but I guess people are saying that she can do a lot of really good stuff in regards to her damage output, especially being anomaly characters. Anomaly characters in general are really good in the game. So for me, I feel like I can't really speak too much on Piper. Maybe I just need to build her. Maybe I just need to build her to understand her. But I don't know. Overall, her character inside the story is fun. You know, she's the tired old lady character that's not actually an old lady. I don't know. I don't get anime ages at this point. I really don't. But anyways, Piper, whenever I do the trials, like, trial's fine. Maybe it's just the trial character is just not that great. Or maybe, again, I just don't understand how to use her. I don't go out of my way to build kits for her. But if she's considered meta character on Pridewind, I guess that's a little trustworthy because that's people who are actually going out of their way to do that stuff. But again, you know, some people would argue that Pridewind's tier lists are not that great. I would say that it's a good gauge. So overall, I think Piper for me is kind of in the middle. Like I said, I can't give a personal opinion on Piper, but a lot of people seem to like her. So if you want to use a old granny that can, you know, throw a hammer around, hey, there you go. There's Piper. What I do have a lot of experience on is the other S-rank character, Jane Doe. My God, listen, this is my character. Like, Jane Doe's my girl. I love this character. Honestly, to me, and I would argue, I think Jane Doe should be at 0.5. to be honest. I personally, and maybe this is just a personal bias, I view her on the same plane as a Yanagi. She can do a lot of damage, and the fact that you're able to like really work her kit with the dodges that you have and how fast she is, I think you just need to know how to really, really play her to really get the amount of goodness out of her. Plus, she is incredibly hot. I don't care what anybody says. She is the hottest character in ZZZ. I will fight anybody. You could say Yanagi, you could say Evelyn, you could say Asher Yao. Hell, you could even say Nicole. But I'm sorry, Jane Doe just hits it all for me, man. If I'm a furry for loving Jane Doe, I'm a furry for loving Jane Doe and Pulcra. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, Jane Doe, I think, has really, really good anomaly buildup in general, and I think that she now is underrated because of how good we're getting for characters like the Evelyns, like the Yanagis, like the Miyabis, obviously. I don't think it needs to be said about Miyabi, right? So Jane Doe gets a thumbs up. I think that everybody should have a Jane Doe on their account. I'm going to be that Jane Doe stan that says everybody should have her. But next, let's talk about Vivian. And you might have seen that we switched over to GenshinLab.com. It's because Pridewind doesn't post what Vivian can do until like after Vivian releases. So she's not on a tier list. She's not on anything. But I do feel that Vivian is going to be that character that is going to do really, really well. Like she's an anomaly ether character. So this is I think it's the first. Let me look through the tier list really quick. We look through anomaly ether or just ether in general. Or actually, we could just go through agents, go to ether. Yeah, she is the first anomaly ether character. We have two anomaly supports and only one anomaly attacker. Like, what the heck is going on? Look at all the electric characters. And then fire, frost is its own. Ice, I kind of consider those interchangeable. But there's one more ice character than there is ether. Dude, what is this slander for ether, man? Anyways, so kind of a basic overview of what Vivian can do. Vivian gets what these things called flight feathers from certain things, like certain basic attacks, fifth hit, or it's the fifth hit of the basic attack, perfect dodge, EX special attacks, stuff like that. And you can have up to 5 flight feathers. To convert your flight feathers to what is called guard feathers, from my understanding, what was it? It's like certain specific actions. After the 5th basic attack thrust hits an opponent, you enter suspension. Or no, sorry. Performing a plunging attack converts all flight feathers into guard feathers. Okay, that's what I was looking for because I wanted to make sure I was correct. So you could hold 5 of each feather. So you could have 5 guard feathers, 5 flight feathers. The guard feathers are what you're going to need to be able to have Vivian do off-field DPS characteristic stuff. So like you'll be able to switch to other characters and Vivian can help you out with attacking, so on and so forth. Plus she has like this rocket belt that she has around her waist where like she can basically shoot off like during her special attack. Makes it look like she's got rocket cheeks, and I guess, man. But yeah, her kit seems pretty good, especially for an anomaly DPS character. I think that if we look at the tier list, right? If we're looking at this tier list, she's probably going to be somewhere around here. I don't think that she's going to be Miyabi level. Miyabi is just not going to be overtaken until probably next update, and I'll get into that here in just a second. But Vivian seems like she's going to be good, especially as, like I said, the Ether Anomaly DPS character. So obviously she gets a thumbs up. But here is why I think you should wait to summon, except for Jane Doe, because Jane Doe, I'm a Jane Doe stan. It's gonna happen, right? But here's why I think that you should technically skip 1.7's banners, and I'll talk about this too when Hugo and Lighter come up as well. So why you should skip these banners is because we are on the cusp of the anniversary / 2.0 release. And I think that with that release, we're going to see, we're obviously going to see Ji Yuan. Ji Yuan. I think that's how you say her name. But she's the character that we saw in the 1.7 trailer with Vivian and, of course, Belle. Now, I'm going to call it here. I think she's going to be absolutely busted. That's my opinion. because she's the leader of that whole thing. Plus, it's or getting closer to the anniversary, so it would make a lot of sense for you to wait and go for the 2.0 banners. People might argue with me. I'm just saying I don't pay attention to leaks. I'm going off of my gut feeling. So to me, it seems like she might be skippable. Now, will I blame you for summoning for Vivian? Absolutely not. I think that Vivian is going to be a great addition to your account in general. However, I do feel that skipping these banners and skipping Hugo and Lighter makes the most sense, especially, like I said, with the anniversary just around the corner. So, that's my take. Let me know if you agree. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, don't forget to check out GamerSubs. Use code Tyson for 10% off. And let me know which one you are summoning for. Are you going to be summoning for Vivian? Are you going to be summoning for Jane Doe and becoming a Jane Doe stan like myself? I hope so. We need more of them. I'm just saying. Anyways, y'all, that's going to be it. Love you guys to death. And as always, we will catch you in the next video. Please take care and be safe.